Hey guys, welcome back to some Raid Shadow Legends. Today's video, we're going to be getting into the new event that we have up for spring and overall showing you how crazy this is and how much you're going to have to farm to actually get all of the rewards out of this event. It is pretty impressive, especially if you are free to play. Now, before we get in there, we got some links down below. If you are new to Raid, definitely use the links. It is going to give you access to free champions, and I don't want you to miss out on those. So let's take a look at what is going on with the Hero's Path. Now, I know a lot of players were saying they skipped the Fire Knight. They skipped a couple different parts within Raid to go ahead and pick up the Path of Spring. It seems like that may have been a mistake, saving in here and going in, because when we look at the requirements, when we look at the ability to farm, it is going to be a crazy amount of gear that you're going to have to farm when it comes to artifacts, getting those really high rarity artifacts, but also getting them at a high rank. Now, statistically, we've talked about this before, that it says to farm level 20, so like a level 20 dragon, level 20 spider, to get all of your accessories out of here, your artifacts and your accessories, based on the level, based on the levels you can farm. For me personally, I farm 16. I'm not quite to the level of doing 20 very fast and very efficiently. So I do farm at 16 if I'm farming 16 right now within the dragon, because I'm trying to get a lot more gear. And you'll also notice in the bottom down here, summoning from sacred shards are going to give you a bunch of eggs, including sacred shards, primos. We got our voids in here. I'm going to do some of my sacred shard summons at the end of this video, so stay tuned, because it is also the 2x event. Like we've said before, when it comes to summoning specifically in Raid, you want to wait till you hit those 2x events. All right, guys, so let's break down the actual hero path that we're looking here and what we're looking to pick up. So I picked up some charms. I didn't know if this was going to break it down into all of the paths that I'm going to have availability to, and it looks like it did just that. So if you're going in here and you're focusing on specifically, and again, this is what a lot of players are looking at, are picking up the Yuuzhan fragments. We have them scattered all over here. So thinking about the path, either you're going to have to go down the left side or the right side. You're going to have to get keys to unlock the ability to get these. Now, they lock them behind keys. The problem with this is the keys are far behind or under where you need to use the keys. So to me, this is pretty shady how they did it, because you'll notice right here. So if we're burning down and we're getting to the point of using these keys, we have one key that is needed right up here. We also do have a secondary key that is needed right here. And even further down, when it comes to this, the keys are placed almost on the bottom, meaning you're going to have to get, let's say a 7,000 reward out of here with the Immortal Soul. You're going to have to do the exact same over here with the Soul Essence to have the ability, or one or the other path, to get the keys. So you're going to have to get to these path keys to unlock the rest of these pieces when it comes to Yuuzhan. So in my opinion, guys, and let me know in the comments, I think it seems like a pretty shady way to do this, because again, it's going to be very difficult to get enough points to go in here and do and get everything out of here, including if you're finally doing the soul fusion and getting the perfect soul down here as well. That is 50,000 points or 50,000 eggs in here. That is a lot. When you think of a 4-day, hero's path, getting all the rewards in here, and maybe I'm just really underestimating the power and how much we can consume out of here. But out of all of the event info, out of everything that I already got, short of doing a lot of summons, I cannot see the ability to actually rank this up a lot faster based on what you're looking for. Now, for me personally, I did opt out, and I'm not getting and building out on Yuuzhan. We chose not to, but choosing the path that really makes the most sense for you. Looking at the ability to get, like a 4-star chicken right here, getting some of these brews if we're going through the middle, because of course we cannot go through the right, and I don't want to pick up any of these glyphs because we're not getting the keys, because we are not building Yuuzhan, but we are going to have the ability to pick up, or have to pick up, some of these keys as we're going through here to make sure that we can get into these deeper rewards just based on where we're at. Now, like I said earlier, I'm going to farm up some of the content. I want to go through some of here, and I probably should have picked the silver out of here instead of the charm. We can always double back, because most of the time at the end, we do have some left over. Finally got and finished out my daily quest. We got a lot more of our energy in here, but I want to hop in the portal, because like I said earlier, right here, there is a progressive chance, but there is also a 2x chance of legendary champions. Now, this is a double event. This second one is what we're looking for. So when we come in here and look at the summoning chances, you can see Epic is 88, legendary is 12%. Now, to get the shards, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult. I mean, even at this point, we have 3 sacred shards. That has been since we started playing. I believe we did 1 summon with sacred shards before, but anytime I have a 2x chance, there's going to be a point where we get the mercy timer or really the pity summons when it comes out of here. And looking at the ability, the progressive chance, I'm not too worried about getting this champion, honestly, just for the fact that I feel like I'm not going to have enough summons and I do not have enough summons, but I also want to pick up points without having to farm all of my energy out of running the dragon, because I'm still using it for the Minotaur. Again, systematically looking at what your account needs within raid to really make a lot more progression. Now, the progressive chances and all of these, I am again not going to worry about these at all. I want to wait for the 2x events that we have right here, and hopefully this is going to be well worth it. We could see possibly getting a legendary champion out of here, definitely getting some epics. Now, for me personally, again, we do not have very many champions at all, and having the ability to pick up and get some of these champions after I clean up a couple slots, didn't even know that we were completely full on our rank ups. So we got a few in here, and let's see what we got out of here and what we can use. You know what? Let's grab one of our champions. I'm just going to sacrifice a couple of these 1 stars. Let's give us enough room in here to go ahead and build this out a little. And there we go, sacred shards. So we have 3 in here in totality. I am hoping we get a legendary out of this. Boom. Number 1, sacred shard gives us and it looks pretty cool. I don't know if it got stuck at something. Is it summoning something? Is this a legendary champion? Legend in the making, badge collected. Ashiri the Riptide. So the first pull that we get is a legendary champion. So let me look through these skills and abilities. So based on HP, so legendary HP attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit at 75% chance of stealing random buffs. Okay, I like that. Attack 1 enemy, 25% to ignore the target's defense, as well as shield and strengthen buffs. Will also ignore stone skin. Seems like it's going to be a very PvP focused champion. Riptide's Onslaught places a perfect veil buff and increased 30% increased damage. So that is not our increased rate. That is more damage. This attack deals single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE damage. Will ignore 15% of the first enemy's defense. After hitting the first enemy, will hit every other enemy following the initial hit. Wow, we're going to have to see exactly what it is. So perfect veil and that crit damage on 3. Perfect veil on this champion for 1 turn. 20% chance to reflect damage, which I like. And then speed in arena. Again, it seemed like it was PvP focused. 28%. I'm going to have to see, because that is another legendary champion that we pulled right off the bat. Let's see if we can do it again, guys. I'm sure it's going to be epic, or if we can get really, really lucky in here. So this is Shadowkin. So this is the second Shadowkin that we have. 40% chance for a block buffs. Okay, I like that one. There is a weaken, increased defense. Now this is another epic attack champion. And this is my second Shadowkin, because I do have the frog in here and the final summon in here, which gives us, of course, a lot of eggs, which is really cool to see. Does yield us another epic, which is the Crypt Witch. So what do we have in here? Shield, attack, 30% more damage if they're buffed. There's a defense decrease 60%. So I like that one, pretty big, not so fast, 50% of the target's defense. And then we do have speed and faction crypts. Going to be very, very strong when it comes to the Knights Revelant with the faction crypts itself. Now, again, because the summons, because we do not have anything else in here, I want to go ahead and I want to go and look at the events. That gave us 13,000. Now, out of here, I want to focus on, and I want to get some more diamonds. We could do energy, but overall, looking at the conversion, I'm going to grab these diamonds out of here. That gives us access to the 3rd row. Now, thinking in here of what I use and what we could actually use, looking at the regular rare skill totems, I'm not too worried about those. Normal mortal souls, we could definitely pick up this one, which is what I'm going to do. So that means we're going to head down the path here, but we're missing out on the 4-star chicken, but we are picking up some soul coins in here. And then again, thinking of this tome versus this, you know what? I'm going to go the path of the hero. So I'm going to pick up the rare skill totem. That is going to give us the ability to get the chicken. Now in here, because we are not getting the fragments, I'm going to get that epic skill tome in here. That brings us to 5,000. So we got to pick one of these brews. Honestly, for me, I'm probably going to pick the magic one. I have a lot of void brews right now, but again, thinking of which path we want to go, because I would love to pick up some of these soul essence, which are right down here. So again, I'm going to pick up probably, and again, I'm thinking probably the magic brews in here. Let's pick up the magic brews. That gives us 25 left. So we still need a lot more of these. And at this point, we haven't even gotten to the keys. We haven't even unlocked essentially to where we can get the keys, but looking a lot further down here. Again, as much as I would love to get a perfect soul, chances of me getting that legendary champion, very, very low at this point because again, free to play. Very limited to the summons that we can do. But overall, Heroes Path, guys, this is absolutely something that if you want to put some time and effort into, it's very expensive to get the keys. But if you're looking to do the fusion for the champion, absolutely going to have to do it. So, all right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.